to masculine voices.
Yep.
Because there is news. So we've obviously had a shift, if you guys have been paying attention to the STCfit Instagram, with some sadness and some obviously goodwill. Nat's decided to move on and pursue her own thing, which means she'll be stepping away obviously from the STCfit coaching and the podcast and all the other roles and duties that she fulfilled within STCfit. So you're stuck with us.
Yeah. Full time.
Yeah. So I guess before we kick off, I guess like a public thank you to Nat and everything that she's done over the last 4 years. Put a post up yesterday and it was kind of cool to think about like where we were at when Nat came on board, where she was at, where she's at now and where we are, just like how that's all kind of come together. We went through a lot of obviously development early and then like working side by side for a lot of it as well later on. So, good luck. We hope you do really, really well.
Yeah, definitely.
Another STCfit graduate to go on and do awesome stuff.
Help contribute to the 1 million outcomes.
That's right, which is still our underlying
That's what it's all about.
little thread. If we can affect those kind of things and do that. But yeah, to Nat's credit, she has always pushed in terms of development and become the coach that she is today, that she's in the position to go and chase just something slightly different to where I guess the direction that STCfit is headed for herself. So that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, what do we do now?
Just masculine up. Talk shit.
Yeah, so I guess if you...
Just kidding, don't turn it off.
Yo-ish.
Female audience gone.
Yeah, look, you are going to see a pretty drastic shift amongst STCfit with the podcast, with the social media, even what we talk about from a coaching standpoint, etc. We had plans in the works already to kind of shift a few things around, but Jason and I haven't been, I guess, directly running STCfit for 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
So we're going to step back in and steer the ship again, which means we'll be the features of the content, host of the podcasts, back on the stories. And for us to want to do that, we need to make sure that we find fulfillment in that and that we align with what we're talking about, and it's shit that we wake up in the morning excited to do, and it's posts we're excited to write, and blogs we're excited to write, YouTube videos that we want to do, all of that kind of stuff. So you will definitely notice a shift back to our roots, which is getting fucking massive, getting fucking shredded, and getting strong as fuck. So
that's it.
Much more coarse language by the sounds of that. But I think the other thing that it's interesting, if you guys listen to the Learning podcast as well, before we knew Nat was leaving, we had a conversation on the Learning podcast about like just injecting fun back into what we do.
Yeah.
And just putting such a really big emphasis on that and
like having dogs on the podcast.
Yeah, like it's fine that Shadow's in here now.
Yeah. You can be a guest too. Just don't talk.
Yeah.
Because your bark's annoying.
Yeah. So that's really at the core of what we do, what we're going to do moving forwards is having fun. So
maybe we should bring a dog on the podcast. Actually, no, it's a fucking horrible idea because then I'm going to bring mine.
Yeah. And Shadow doesn't like other dogs, so you have to put her somewhere.
If Mav just stepped in this house, he'd fuck this joint up. I won't have to pay for it. So my house is cooked.
Yeah, this table needs to be elevated like another 2 foot for Mav to visit.
I reckon he could sit on that chair for a bit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not for too
long. So I guess like one thing that's going to be required, so we want to change this podcast. We're still going to have content heavy episodes, and they're going to be specific to general strength powerlifting, general physique training and bodybuilding. But we're going to reach out to some friends that we have in the industry for some informal chats, some bants, all of those fun stuff, and make this, I guess, like a little bit less formal, kind of like the Nat and the Boys episodes that we've had in the past, and make sure that when we walk into the studio, we're looking forward to recording.
Yeah.
So for that to work, part of it is going to be our Q&A sections. So if you are a listener and you've been a listener for a while and you have us on Instagram, etc., contribution to those Q&As, sometimes the questions make the episode.
Yeah.
So if you could contribute, that would be great.
Questions are fun.
Yeah.
They don't just have to be about fitness either.
No, anywhere you want to go, we'll go. Like this is, you're getting us basically. You're not getting like Coach Jason or Coach Ben. It's just, we just want to come and do us.
I just want to come talk about whatever. Like, and if it's fitness related, 100% go for it.
It'll still be a fitness trend because that's us as well. It's part of what we do, who we are. So
don't need to have a script of what we need to speak about.
Yeah, it was nice. Tam's like, do you have notes? I'm like, no, I do not.
Just turn it on and I'll say what's going on.
Blank screen. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So the first item that we need to discuss. Do you like my pants, Jason?
Shit. Let me touch them. All right. So I'm first.
Would you like to feel inside?
Nah.
I can fold it out for you.
Okay. I guess we've done weirder shit than this. So on first inspection, the quality is good.
Yes.
Soft. I like how they have the little cuff at the ankle. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like not tall. So, you need the cuff.
Yep. And it makes your calves look bigger.
But yeah, I guess that's probably as far as that goes from the liking perspective.
So just to fill the ear people in because they can't see them.
They're like fucking.
They're pretty fucking green.
Yeah, it's like a pastel lime green. Right?
What's the ice cream? The split?
Yeah.
What's it called? Yeah, it's almost that color.
Yeah. Splice.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like a spliced lime.
Yeah.
It's full on.
Yeah.
Look, you wouldn't get me wearing them, but I'm not a.
Says the guy in all black.
Yeah. Hey, I got white shoes with black on them.
Actually, I was like, because I put black shoes on, I was like, maybe like a black hoodie with the green will pop nicely on for the YouTube. And then I was like, Jason will definitely have a black jumper on, so I'll wear my white one. Yeah, that's pretty much the decision-making process.
Black's the color of my soul.
Your coffee, your soul.
My car's nearly black.
Black, yeah. And my car's white.
When you own two German
black
Shepherds and they're all jet black, you can't have any other color.
Yeah.
Like
So I'm screwed either way because Indy's blue and white. So it's like the dark blue shows up on white and the white shows up on black. It's like you lose either way.
Yeah. So 5 times the size of Indy times 2. And the fact that they shed all year, it's not a great thing.
The hair's so much longer too than Indy.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, it's the only thing I didn't notice it with Cleo, but with Maverance, it's fucking next level. Yeah. So anyway,
So is Cleo like short haired and he's medium, or it's just
Yeah. I don't think Cleo is a German Shepherd either, though.
Okay.
When we thought she was.
Yeah.
But even looking at Mav now, looking at her.
She's definitely very pointy compared to him.
So apparently there's like adjacent shepherds in that region.
Right.
Where the vet or the dog trainer that we took her to, that she failed the test and was not allowed to go back. Said that she's like a Chechen shepherd or something like that. They have like big pointy ears and more pointy nose. Right. So if they sit side by side, you can kind of tell they look kind of different. Yeah. But it's like, she's German shepherd.
I traced the lineage of Shadow and... or like trace the lineage. Like I did Ancestry.com on them or some shit. I did some reading. So like Indy's got a massive box head and obviously is taller and thicker than Shadow is.
Yeah.
Where
she's like a fox.
Yeah, she's much more petite in the face. And there's like 2 lines and it's funny, like you look at their behaviors because it's like the big box head ones were typically trained to watch the property and protect the family and all that kind of shit. And they kind of stayed local, and then the smaller, more dense ones were like the actual farm dogs. Yeah. So you like Indy herds, but like
she's got in there. But
she chases the vacuum around and kind of like does that kind of thing. And if Shadow's at our house, make sure that Shadow doesn't get to me. That's about it. Yeah. But she's fucking sees birds, herds them, herds people, like. Just has it in her straight away, always has. And even like as a pup, I remember walking into Dad's place like after nights out and it's pitch black. He's walking along and all of a sudden there's this like puppy teeth in your Achilles. She's trying to like herd you around the backyard. Fuck. fuck.
That's the most painful spot to cop
Yeah.
a fucking dog bite.
And puppy teeth. It's the worst.
Yeah, like needles. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yes. So going back to the clothing.
Yeah, tell us about your go. You go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So every time I buy a piece of clothing, I just look at it and go, I can't wait to see what this looks like with dog hair on it. So it's like, I bought a white T-shirt the other day, and it's like the only way that this works is if it's like we're leaving. So on the way out, I put the shirt on and go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get in the car.
Yeah.
And then when I get home, take it off, put it on.
Yeah.
In the wash or on the rack or something like that. Depending
So
on how long I've worn it for.
I bought 2 pair of tracksuit pants. I bought these ones and a cream pair. So that I think the cream pair are going to be like, they're those ones. Like they go on, we leave, we come home, they come off.
Yeah. I have the most boring color scheme. Like
I feel like you just should have committed and bought that fluoro yellow one on the weekend.
Fucking hell, man. Like when the person who owns the shop is laughing, sorry, not owns the shop, but the person that's working there laughs at you as you walk out. I was like, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And like the funniest shit was when some person was like, oh, I really like the yellow tracksuit. I was like, you fucking blind, bro?
In the shop? Or
yeah, it's just right next to me.
No
and she was
way.
with her partner and she's like, oh, I really like the yellow. I was just like,
Are you sure?
Nah. It's like, I look like I'm ready to fucking drop like the fucking hottest album going out. Like,
it was like, I got a lot of Ali G vibes.
Oh, yeah. That Steph's like, you look like that comedian guy, Yeah. And I'm like, Ali G? She's like, yeah, him.
Yeah.
It's like, beard, sure, whatever.
Yeah. His was like plastic though, right?
I think it was a tracksuit.
Yeah, like the plastic.
Like a waterproof one.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like did you ever go through that phase in like year 8, year 9 where everyone wore like Damani Data and like Fat Farm and Echo and shit?
Yeah. Echo was big.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was kind of like that though, like the tracksuit.
Yeah. Well, Fubu had the
Fubu,
big puffers.
Yeah.
And then like, I think didn't Eminem do his own range? It was like with Fubu or something.
I think it was with Echo. He used to wear that hat.
So we had.
I think.
So growing up in Shepparton, we had limited resources. So we had like 2 surf shops.
Yeah.
JJ's. And then like 1
limited resources. He's talking about clothes, like resources like food, water, electricity, internet.
No, but when you're like year 8 was 14, like it's very important to get access to
cool
clothes that will make girls look at you.
The cool clothes.
Yeah. So then we had 1 shop that I think was called Alley Cat. I think. Shout out Chef Present for those that remember Alley Cat. And it had like Dada, Fubu.
Yeah.
But that was not our scene.
Yeah,
it was like you were too white boy to wear that. Yeah.
I don't know. Just that's what we wore.
Mm.
So yeah, it did bring back the clock wearing that tracksuit, but I only tried it on for the sizing. I'm telling you now, this was not it.
So what color are you actually gonna order?
Dark blue. It's kind of like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this.
So darker
chair.
than my ones.
I can't remember what yours look like.
They're like sky blue.
So it's like a. It's like a fucking blue, man. I don't know.
All right, I got it. It's fine.
It's like
we'll see them on the podcast.
You know when the clothing looks like it's been like had a bit of acid wash through it. It's not acid wash. It's just lighter and it looks like it.
Just pastel.
It's blue and it's got that shit in it.
All right,
because that's my color scheme now.
You know, they'll be like my ones. I bet you. Be close.
Because that's my color scheme. The pastel color scheme. I've ditched it all. It's like if it's not cream, if it's not something on that color scheme, I'm not wearing it.
Yeah, I went to the supermarket.
Neutral.
It's all
just
about
like me.
It's all about clinker colors right now, which I've realized.
Clinker.
So I went to the supermarket last week.
Clinker. Fucking hell.
And Amy's like, "You look like a marshmallow." I'm like, what do you mean? Like that's very insulting. It was like,
that hurts so much.
I had pink pants on and a white hoodie.
Yeah.
So she's like, "What's the marshmallow colors?" And then another time I had my blue pants on and my pink hoodie.
That's fat shaming.
And I had the blue pants and pink hoodie. And like I just grabbed a hoodie on the way out. Like I would not deliberately wear that. I was just going to the supermarket and I was like, "Oh yeah, I in fact look like a clinker right now."
Is it a thing or is it just a thing for you?
What's that?
Wearing looking like a
No, that wasn't
clinker.
That wasn't on purpose. I think you can only have one hero color per outfit.
You can only have one hero thing per outfit.
Yeah.
So like if your shoes are the thing.
Yeah.
So like I have orange shoes.
down. Yeah.
They're not all orange, but there's orange accents in the shoes.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the thing.
Mm.
So and the outfit is then just plain.
Yep.
But if you wear like a busy ass jumper
Yeah.
and then some busy ass shoes, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, well, you've got like the orange is very pronounced on that jumper. Like I wouldn't wear the orange sleeve with these because that would be too much.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been right into, while we're away, I was just like obsessed because I was like, the only thing I want while I'm away is to buy a nice pair of shoes. Because I wore my Jordans while I was there. So then like they're done now. They've done 4 weeks in Europe, they're done. They're just shoes
I butchered
now.
my shoes when I went to Europe too.
Yeah.
It's fucking
They're just shoes now.
doing like 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it annihilates them. Yeah, it's like their shoes to just wear for like 2 hours and put them in the box.
Yeah.
Like they don't
while you're sitting down doing nothing.
Can you
at dinner
believe
or
that people
something.
played fucking basketball in those?
Nah.
Like, fuck, man. Like, and like he was the best in the shittest pair of shoes.
Didn't he wear the A1s for like
He wore them ages.
He wore them for either a 10 or 15 year anniversary or something. Maybe it was 10, and like finished the game just bleeding.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Crazy.
They're terrible shoes, as in to play sport in.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
awesome.
They're
shoes.
great to squat in.
Yeah, they're great to not move quickly, which is my thing.
I've got my leg session at the moment has pogo jumps at the start, so it's like skipping without a rope basically. Then another like a ball throw, and then depth jumps. Sorry, not jumps forwards. What's the language that I'm looking for right now? Broad jumps.
I was gonna say I fucking.
I'm asking Jason about jumps. Like
I don't know any of the jump. Like the jump depth jumps. That's it.
Broad jumps.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the workout is like RDLs, split squats, leg press, etc. So I'm like, I want flat hard shoes for all that.
Yeah.
But I don't want flat hard shoes for the other stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to be the guy that takes my shoes off.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. I'm just new.
I don't
new
take
at the gym I'm training.
Oh no, I don't take them off. I change shoes. Yeah, so my bag has. You name my bag. You name it. I've got it in the bag.
Your gym bag is Hermione's bag from Harry Potter.
Oh fucking oath! It's got everything in it. I've got everything in it. I've got two or three different types of grips. I got a belt. I got a drink bottle. I got a shaker. I got a towel. I got an extra top. I got a pair of socks in there for some reason. There's something else in there. I got 2 pairs of headphones. I've got those, the grips with like the rubber on them.
Yeah.
I've got those too, which I don't really rate. I feel like people like those way more.
I fucking love them.
Yeah, I feel like people. Nah.
Yeah.
I reckon you just don't know how to strap them properly.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's like, how does having a little piece of rubber on your hand supersede wrapping a whole thing around the bar? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe it just feels more natural as from someone who deadlifts a lot. It feels more natural to be able to grip something rather than have it hang. Like it's not hanging off you. I don't like the fact that a wrap, like it kind of hangs.
Yeah.
Like it's just hanging off your wrist. Whereas I'm just like, my hands are torn up.
Are you talking about the wrap, the one that goes through the hand and you got to roll it up? Or are you talking about the figure 8 one?
Either.
But
I feel like the pressure from those ends up on your wrist. You don't actually have to hang on to it anymore.
The figure 8 one I agree with.
Yeah.
It's like you just like, it's like you got no hands.
Yeah.
And you're just hanging on.
Yeah.
You
Just hooks.
On. Yeah. You just.
Yeah.
Remember when we got those hooks? Remember when we had them?
I do. That was sick.
Yeah. It was hard if the hook didn't mold onto the grip though.
Yeah.
Then it was kind of shit.
Yeah. It needed to be malleable.
Yeah, you just look like a fucking serial killer with your fucking hooks on your hands.
But yeah, so what we're describing for the ear people is like, it's kind of like a gymnast, what the gymnastics people wear for their stuff.
Oh.
But it's got a piece of leather instead,
yeah.
and it doesn't have finger holes. So what you do
Did
is
you have those? Did you used to have those?
Back in the day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I stole them off an ex.
Dare I say it, that I used to do a little bit of
CrossFit.
See, I don't even know if I can call it that though, because like
Did you do random exercise piled together?
That's what it was. So it's okay, because like I don't know, I was kind of hoping I'd get away with not saying I did it.
Yeah,
because it wasn't actual CrossFit.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing, right? So CrossFit is a sliding scale, like everything. It's like, putting random exercise together is still CrossFit, but so is also like intelligent programming and deliberateness. Like they exist in the same realm.
I did muscle ups on rings, and I did those kipping pull-ups.
Yeah.
And I did
And cleans and shit.
the handstands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really do much. Oh, yeah, we did. So I had those, the leather ones, the hook into your fingers.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty good.
So these are like that, except the bar goes in between your hand and the rubber, and then you end up just holding onto the rubber. So it's still, I always get shit because I like switch gripping them, because like you don't need to, but it's like it feels as close to actually pulling the bar off the floor as possible.
Yeah.
Without doing 6 sets and having no hands left.
Yeah. I guess if you have to hold something for your main objective that you're training for.
Yeah.
Then you know, it's not like in bodybuilding. They're like, hey, watch me hold onto this bar as I flex. It's just like...
Inspect if you've got calluses. It's like, he doesn't lift, guys. Voting.
Yeah.
Remove points.
There's no symmetry in his calluses on his fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like, strap yourself in.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Yeah, so my typical protocol would be like all my warm-up sets and top sets, more so like off-season, will be no straps.
Yeah.
And then back-offs, I'll put them on just to save my hands.
Yeah.
Because like if you end up with a tear, like the next 3 weeks of training's affected. Yeah. So I'd rather do that.
I haven't used a strap and fucking can't even tell.
I probably use them more. I probably overuse them now.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the gym I've
probably
just
started.
Probably
just not used to the volume, that's all I reckon. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really even...
You use a lot of specialty grips too, which I don't think you need them for. Like the gym I've just gone to's got...
As in, I don't need the straps because of the specialty grips?
Yeah. If you've got a good grip, you don't need it.
Well, yeah, I guess...
Yeah,
those angles grips that I got, like the little plastic thing.
The orange ones?
Fuck, man, they're so good. Like, they're pretty expensive, you know.
Yeah.
American dollars at the time, plus postage, whatever. I think they ended up costing me just like over $100.
Yeah.
But like, in terms of... how versatile they are. Like, pretty good. Yeah, especially like for rowing exercise. They just sit so nicely in your hand.
Yeah.
So
and that's it. Because they're thinner and they're kind of molded and stuff. Like, you wouldn't need a strap for that.
Yeah.
If you're doing heavy RDLs and shit for like high
volume.
I
think that's probably the only exercise where I would. And like, I actually don't have a loaded hinge in my program at all at the moment. Just doing lots of leg curls. Yeah. Knee extension exercises and squats.
The gym I've just signed up to's got like no knurl on the bars. They're like still all new and slimy and no knurling and stuff, and they're really spinny as well. So like,
just get the brush, bring the brush with you. And just...
it's like 60 kilos. It's like, I'm putting straps on because it's gonna fall out of my hands. Yeah,
that's when it just needs skin.
Yeah, it's not even deep enough.
Oh, it's just the quality.
They're
bar.
Just not a powerlifting bar.
Spend 2 years lifting with a power bar.
Yeah,
in your garage. And it's like, even like, I've got those adjustable dumbbells, and like the knurl on those is fucked. It's like
they hammer your hands.
Yeah, man. They're like needles. Yeah. But I don't know that anymore. So when I hold them, I'm like, I just think it's normal.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, fuck, man, these hurt. And I'm like, oh, maybe I've just got like fucking snake skin hands. Yeah. But it's like a knurl in the bar is super important. Even dumbbells are like always like trying to get more.
Yeah.
The Watson's ones are real good for that. Yeah. Which, I guess that's probably another thing as well. It's like having the knurl and stuff would help with your grip.
Yeah. And then it goes the other way too, like the Goliath barbell, the deadlift bar. That's the one that's like, we need to use this for 6 months so people put enough skin in it that it doesn't destroy you.
I think I grabbed like a Valhalla one once. And that was savage too. Yeah. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, but that was pre 2 years in the garage with a power bar. So I don't know. I feel like I might not be as kind of tough now. Yeah. But it's still crazy knurling.
Just like having that discussion in my head, like, do I want to be the guy that has my own bars at the gym?
Yes.
Yeah. No, at this gym. Like, do I want to take
your barbell?
Like $2,000 worth of bars there?
Yeah, I feel like you got to go there for a bit.
Yeah.
You can't just rock up with your shit.
Yeah, I had one at
ASP had one.
ASP, the last time I had a gym membership. I took my barbell in there and I had to like put masking tape on it and write deadlifts only because it was an Ollie lifting gym. I was like, someone's going to clean this and it's going to fucking bounce off their shoulders
kill themselves.
And hit them in the chin. But I never saw it used for anything except I saw one girl do glute thrusts for like 100 kilos with it. And it was just like flapping in the wind at the top.
Yeah, that's what it annoyed me more, is like the thought of someone misusing it.
Yeah.
Like that'd frustrate me.
Yeah.
Avoiding that environment at all costs.
Yeah, it's like I'm not lifting heavy enough that it matters right now.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it too.
Like, or have the specificity that it matters. Like,
do you have a power bar as well?
Else. Yeah.
Wow. You gotta have 2 power bars.
Yes.
Lift bar.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shh. It's a secret.
Just throwing it out there at some point.
If there was somewhere that they all were together.
Just looking at an inventory of the two of our shit together.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this, like, downsizing.
I fucking we missed it on the last episode, and we spoke about it in the car. Leave me alone.
Yeah. And then I want to try strongman. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah. I am.
Is everything all right?
I am. I just want, like, I feel like I do 4 days of training, and I feel like it's a really good split. And then what I feel like it does is freeze up a day for me to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And some days I play golf. And then I want to do something that I was like, what's something that involves lifting, but involves, like, you know, doing other shit. That's like, I'm not going to use the word like functional, but like dynamic. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, like carrying shit, throwing shit.
Come train with me. I
dragging shit. So I thought, like, fuck, and like something that I would thrive in, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not a fucking tall person, but pretty strong. And I thought, oh, well, it'd be awesome to just go and try it. Not commit to anything, but it'd be cool to just go and, like, just, you know, what's it like to pick up the fucking stone and the kegs and...
Yeah.
You know,
I'd love to do the stone lift.
You know, what's the thing on the back? You know, they pick
walks,
the cage up and
walk.
shit. It's like, fuck, man, that, like, would be really cool.
All right, so we're going to put it out right now. Any strongman coaches that have a facility that would welcome Jason and myself and Tam with his camera,
that'd be awesome.
let's do it.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Friday afternoon, we'll come, teach us enough technique that we don't die.
Yeah.
And then just go to town.
Yeah, I just want to do the stuff. Like, you know, like if you were walking, it's like, what are the fundamentals to this type of training?
Yeah.
You know, powerlifting's like, you need to squat, bench, deadlift.
I think you have to do the log thing, hey?
Yeah.
I think that's a staple. So it'd be like the Atlas stones, log press, yoke.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having to go at an axle deadlift.
Is that the really big?
It's a thicker bar and it starts like knee height.
Yeah, okay. I'll struggle with that.
Yeah, you got smaller hands.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Just hands, though.
Yeah. You were warned it's going to be more masculine.
If the research is right and big honker,
you're on.
I've got a
it's
pretty
all
big
good.
nose, so it's all good.
Yeah, mine's wider than it is long.
Yeah, right.
It's getting weird.
But yeah, that's it. And it's like, I've spoken to you about this before, like, just more fun shit.
Yeah.
You know, just like that, like we were talking about before. So
funny. One of my friends like went to town last night on and he actually complimented us like maybe 6 weeks ago. He's like, oh, you guys are like one of the brands that
I seen that.
Just haven't gone towards entertainment and haven't like started just like doing random shit for views, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's in the making. We just haven't executed it yet. It's coming. I just went in on it like you should only post like health and fitness stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't think so. I think the people that I watch I find entertaining and I like them, and then I resonate with the technical shit that they talk about too because of that.
Yeah.
Like there's really smart people out there that I just can't be fucked listening to because I don't resonate with them. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think as long as you're just doing like shit that you find fun and rewarding,
yeah.
You know, as long as you don't go away from the roots of your business, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like this is going too far. Like this just doing random shit, you know, that's got nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, for no reason.
And you're just doing it to get, you know, clicks and downloads. But then there's like, you know, you actually enjoy an activity. Like if we went out and play golf, like, it's what I like to do. I'm not doing it because other people like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so yeah, like I think that you got to bring I feel like sometimes that is probably, that mindset sometimes can be a product of skin in the game. because like once you do this for 5, 7, 10,
Yeah.
12 years plus,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you've got to make it fun, man.
Mm.
Like it's got to be fun at all
You
times.
can't still be talking just about macros all the time.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Yeah.
like you can't just talk about sets and reps and
Yeah.
what's the best muscle group or best exercise to train for this muscle group or something. Like you're just going to end up
Yeah.
just repeating the same stuff, and that is it. Like, sure, you're going to end up obviously having a repetitious message, but like, yeah, there's got to be other stuff
You
to
gotta
do.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and have some fun at the same time, because that's what makes you show up every day.
Hey, Tim, while we chat, can you look up, it's called the Lemon Race?
Oh yeah,
Just see what date that is going to happen, because that is definitely something
we should
I
get a
wanna do.
sponsor for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the Lemon Race, for you guys listening, I believe the budget's either $3,000 or $5,000,
yeah.
and you buy a car, and then with 4 drivers, you do a 24-hour race.
So me, Ben, Tam, Michael.
You going to drive, Tim?
Are you going to drive? Yeah, come on, man. It does. We just have to make it.
Otherwise I can call in like a semi-pro who's a client of mine and might help us a little bit.
Hey, if he's coming up with $5,000 where he's in,
Well, yeah, and
he can be our sponsor.
and bring his mechanic with him. That would be great. Thanks.
Yeah. So I wonder, like, so you'd have another car, obviously, because you wouldn't all drive in the same car.
No. So it's like a endurance race. You
Yeah,
change drivers and shit. So you only have one car.
Yeah.
And then you just change over. But you need.
Don't you drive from one place to another, or is that a different one?
That's a different one. So this is like, I think they run them at Calder and they run them at Winton.
Oh, okay. There's another one where you have to drive like across the country.
Here it is. So Tam, you'll be able to like put this in, right?
$500 cars.
Is that what it is? Endurance racing for $500 cars. God, what could go wrong? Racing's not just for rich idiots. Racing's for all idiots.
That's great.
That's awesome.
I saw a meme.
Fuck, how do you even buy a car for $500?
Oh, easy. Oh, but my brother works at Mannheim, bro.
Can we go to frequently asked questions and what the fuck, please? All right. So what is the 24 hours of lemons? So for those of you who aren't in motorsport, Le Mans 24 Hour is like one of the most prestigious races in the world. So that's actually quite funny. 24 Hours of Lemons is an endurance racing series dedicated to a road course for $500 cars.
Oh, okay. So it's not including the safety equipment, brakes, wheels, and tires. So that's okay.
Yeah.
So because I was like,
upgrade all that shit.
That's fucking.
We're gonna die.
That's dangerous.
So it can be totally rusted out, but it has to have like good brakes.
It has to have a roll cage.
What if I spend more than $500? If our judges decide to spend over $500 limit, they can assign negative laps to your standings. Your GDR spec Miata. That's Tam's favorite car. We'll start the race when the green drops, and you may just be working lap minus.
I reckon we'll be sweet, because like if a $500 car is just what you paid for it.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
Yeah, but if they determine that you just like some guy just sold you a car really cheap, it's actually awesome.
Because my brother would be able to like
hook you up.
This car's worth $500. Yeah. Or you'd be like, here's a car that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
What cars are eligible? Pretty much any 4-wheel machine that is street legal when made. That's good, because it won't be street legal if you're paying $500 for it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Made and passed the safety inspection today. Smog, insurance, and the title aren't required. All right. Equipment. 6-point harness, race seats, race belts.
Yeah, so you have to put all that.
Yeah, so that's maybe where I got the $3,000 to $5,000 from.
Yeah, I reckon once you put
when you put a roll cage and all that shit in it.
Yeah, you got to put the cage in.
Yeah,
go buy some helmets and shit.
Does it need a roll cage?
I assume it would.
Either 6-point or better cage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna need. Yeah, 100% it would. Like, that's so dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm not driving it.
Right. Can I modify the car unless it puts you in an alpha state of safety rule? The mod is allowed. Just remember, it counts towards the total build. Yeah. So
it's like Formula One, but instead of $140 million budget, we have $500.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to sell us a car for $500, when's the next one, Tam? Melbourne Cup weekend. So
we got heaps of time. We can paint the car and everything. Yeah. Black with orange.
We should really do this.
I'm in.
All right.
There's another. I've got to talk to my brother, because there's another race where you drive from one side of the country to the other.
Yeah, that's a very American thing. I didn't know they did that one.
In a shitbox.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and like you have to make it. Like, and you got to fix your car on the way.
Yeah.
So you just got to obviously cross it. Sorry. someone has to fix the car, not me, because I know nothing about cars. Like,
look, a $500 car, I reckon I would have a little bit because
it's simple.
It's not computerized yet.
Yeah.
Like anything like pre-95, I can service it.
Yeah, we'd have to buy a car that's like got real cheap parts. Like I remember my first car was like 87 model Pulsar. I don't know if we were friends or if I knew you.
I saw your Pulsar. You were coaching me when you bought your ute.
Yeah,
I was still an MC.
Yeah. So I bought 2 of those and just transferred all of the good shit from one to the other.
Yeah.
And like every time something broke, we just went to the wreckers and just took a piece off it. Yeah. So I think if we can get a car like that.
I reckon like an i30 would be the go.
An i30?
Yeah, like a hail damaged Hyundai i30.
Yep.
Front wheel drive, reliable.
So we can't put a booster in it or anything?
We're not allowed to, no.
Can't put a chip in it? Okay. Just what about like those?
I don't know how much you get out of a 70 kilowatt car with a chip. Like, I made an extra 3 kilowatts. Fast and Furious style driving along with the laptop beside you. I think they might pull us up on the $500.
Let's do that. That's gonna be that sounds fun.
Hey guys, hope you are enjoying this week's episode. If you are, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to head to the website where we have all our free resources, gifts, products, services, and merch for you guys to enjoy. All right, let's head back to the episode.
All right, sick. So you guys have just got a bit of an insight as to where we're headed.
Lemon race.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, okay.
Oh, is there a different one?
That might be it. Might be I'll spend more money.
Yeah, $500 US.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking $2,000 Australian by that time.
All right, Tam will come back to us with that. Yeah, so other stuff that we talked about, Jace wants to do a tactical day.
Oh, yeah.
So we haven't looked it up.
Do they exist here?
Yeah, we haven't looked it up. So if anyone knows of one, even if it's just like shooting paintball.
I just want to be John Wick for the day, like I said to Ben.
You get $1,000 in Australia. That's better.
$1,000 is good.
Yeah.
We can get a good car for $1,000.
$2,500 for entry.
I don't reckon they exist here. Like it'd be all like clay shooting and shit.
Yeah, so if anyone knows of any tactical training, I think like we should go do like, as much as it's a cliche that we're over 30 and we used to lift
jiu-jitsu?
weights, we should go do a jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah, the only thing that like terrifies me about going and doing martial arts is they always pick on like big people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where and what. I've always had the shit kicked out of me when we've gone to places. Like the last place
you
that
dumped on your head.
30-day trial, right?
Yeah.
30-day trial. And I got hit with a fucking broomstick. I got fucking full, like, front kicked into the chest. And I got my ass fucking handed to me, like, dumped into the mat. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it's a 30-day trial.
I didn't come here to fight.
It's a 30-day trial. Like as in, I've known nothing, and I'm trying this out to see if I like it. And I'm getting hit with a fucking broomstick, man. And I remember when we were in year 10, it was fucking awesome. We got to do self-defense.
Yep.
So my mate's dad knows this, like, fucking some form of self-defense shit. So he taught us all this stuff, and it was pretty full on. Like, it was like, fucking someone grabs you, like, you go straight for their throat.
Yeah.
Maybe if they're, male, get them in the nuts, grab your keys, and, go for the face kind of thing. It was full on. Said, he goes, never walk on the side of the road where people are coming from behind you and shit. Like, always for the cars coming in front and stuff. I'm like, fuck, do you just live in paranoia? Like, But yeah, anyway, it was awesome. But he'd always pick me to do the demonstrations on. I remember one time. He was, because I grew once and that was it. So
you were the biggest back then.
Yeah, so how I am now is how I was in year 10, just for everybody. And then I remember one time, like, he fucking, like, had me pinned down on my back with my arm, like, behind me, and he had his knee, like, leaning into me, and he was just laughing. And he was just looking at everybody else, like, talking and shit. And I'm like, hey, can you get the fuck off me, bro? Like, you're killing me. Like, and he's just, And I used to, like, each lesson, because, at the start I was at the front because I was excited. The next week I'd be, like, second row. He'd still pick me out, third. Then I started going up the back. And then it got to the point where he's like, where's Jason? Where is he? I was like, fuck, man. Yeah, so I'm just like, I don't want to go somewhere and get my fucking ass handed to me.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I think the idea of jiu-jitsu is that like they don't beat the shit out of you; they just submit you, right?
Yeah, but like, what if they hold it for longer than they should?
You go
What
to
about
sleep.
when we went boxing? I got bashed all the time.
Yeah, but that's like striking. Jiu-jitsu is there's
I
no
love
striking.
how he's like, it's just. It's like, you're not the one who got bashed every week. It's just this. It's like, okay.
I just got bashed by you.
Well, I had to fucking...
Seek revenge somewhere.
Hey,
pass it down the line.
shit runs downhill, bro.
Yeah, because I bashed the other guy that was in the group with us.
Yeah. I had to bash somebody because I was getting my ass handed to me all the time.
Yeah, I tried to bash you and then realized that you were 15 kilos heavier than me and
Yeah.
it did nothing. It was like a...
Let's spar/fight each other.
All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this question first because it's going to make very evident the direction that we're going in with the podcast
Okay.
and the changes. So the question is, do you think female bodybuilders who take gear should be more transparent, for example, in the IFBB?
I don't think they have to say anything, to be honest. I think if they're...
State your case.
No, I just think if like, as long as you're not saying you don't do it, then I think it's okay. Because what people don't understand is like, maybe some of these people are trying to like, get sponsorships and, make it in the IFBB and stuff. And like, that's part of the stuff. Like they don't talk about it. Supplement companies won't sign them.
Yeah.
Public image is everything. Some federations, your public image means more than how you look on the stage.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Or it's part of the criteria.
Yeah.
Which is super weird. But it's just like, that just shows like where bodybuilding's going.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would say like, I think I've heard Steve Cook talk about it. Like he stopped competing because he was making more not competing.
Well, a lot of bodybuilders now don't compete for that long because it's like get themselves into a position where they can make money doing other things, in fitness or whatever. So I don't know. I don't think that I feel like they don't have to say anything. They just they shouldn't preach that they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, there's a difference between someone who has an amazing physique that's had assistance getting there, saying that they're natural, than not saying it at all, because you then think that something like that's attainable. Yeah. And I know for a very long time, like I used to follow some people and I'm like, really? And then you'd think that that's the level you could get to. I think that that's probably socially irresponsible. But even like female, it's like, what's the difference between female and male? You know what I mean? It's like, is it just the fact that you don't, like the male muscularity is so much difference. It's so different. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I sit on that, to be honest.
I think it's a bigger issue than just untested bodybuilding. Like there's untested powerlifting, and then you go down this rabbit hole of like elite sport.
Yeah.
And I think most people are naive to the level of drug use in all elite
everything.
Sport.
Yeah.
And and that's with bodybuilding, like you were saying, specifically in that, even powerlifting, in those sports where it's widely accepted and known in the circle that everyone's using.
Yeah.
But in other sports, it's like, we don't talk about it. But I think if you're pursuing like, hey, I'm going to do a bodybuilding comp, and you like hire a coach and you're like, hey, I'm going to do IFBB, and you're like, the coach is like, do you want to take drugs? And it's like, no. It's like, then why do you want to do IFBB?
Yeah.
Why do you want to stand next to someone who's probably taking drugs? Maybe you have a standard that you can, like even at a local level or whatever. Like there's different reasons. I understand that, competition quality, all that. But once you're in the circle, you know.
Yeah.
And those that know tend not to care.
Yeah.
And those that care don't know.
Yeah.
It's usually how that plays out. But
yeah,
I think
I don't know what benefit people would actually get from knowing anyway.
it's what you said. It's the new trainer who comes into the new trainee who comes into the gym who's like, yep, I've been watching such and such on the WBFF stage, and I'm like, I'm gonna look like her. I've seen her workouts. I'm just gonna train like that, and then I'll look like that too. But I think like is like you said, is it irresponsible socially to kind of say that if they're pushing like, yeah, I'm a natural athlete, blah 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 blah, lifetime natty, like that or shit. It's like, that starts to get a bit sketchy. But you got to understand, like you said, they're trying to build a career probably out of it because the time investment and energy investment in that it's like you have to make money from it because it's not like you're working
Yeah, the ROI is
a
horrible.
high end gym as well.
Yeah.
A high end like job at the same time for
Yeah,
most
yeah.
people.
Mm.
But I think the issue is broader
Yeah.
than that little boutique sport.
Yeah.
Because I like a great example is if you go watch Bigger, Faster, Stronger, I would watch that documentary, and then I would watch Icarus.
It's amazing.
And then just kind of step back and go,
Even what's the baseball one? The baseball one was funny.
About A-Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
It's on
just,
Netflix.
Yeah, it's like it just makes you realize like just how prominent it is in sports in general.
Yeah. And we know like the people who work with the athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like you look at examples and they might come for me in the comments for this, but like I think Novak was like 70th in the world and then was within 12 months was number 1. And he was like, yeah, I got a new nutritionist. It's like, did you though? Did you?
Yeah.
I think Serena Williams has dodged 4 tests. She locked herself in a panic room because WADA came. She thought she was under attack, so she locked herself in a panic room until they left.
Wow. I know that.
Yeah. So there's that, and then you've got like the Brazilian sprinting team, hadn't medaled in forever, and then all of a sudden they had 4 of the 8
whenever
fastest men.
the Olympics is the most like the easiest way to point them out. It's like swimming's not big where you come from.
Yeah.
How are you guys winning gold medals?
Yeah.
Remember the Chinese came out and they just looked like monsters.
Yeah.
They looked like they were about to swim 100 meters and then go do the clean and jerk straight after it.
Yeah.
And it's just like
it's like
doesn't add up here.
The year after, I remember looking the year after Essendon got done for all their shit.
Joe Watson was just massive.
Yeah, and then that next summer, after the next summer, the start of like round 1 was like the average body weight of Collingwood had dropped by like 5 kilos. It was just like, you were twice that size last year. Like, you just stopped doing whatever you were doing because it's been exposed.
Because other people got caught.
Yeah. And it was like the guy that came from Geelong, and the Geelong were the biggest at the time.
Yeah, the dude.
Like,
that guy, the exercise
Steve
scientist.
Dank.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Even like that's crazy though, because it's like they got caught, but it wasn't wrong. It wasn't banned at the time that they were doing it, but because it was banned at the time they got caught, they got in trouble.
Yeah, but they kind of
didn't get in trouble,
and they couldn't prove what they did.
But they still got $1 million fine and still got their points taken away from them. And
it's like,
but it's like you.
It was
still
like Ferrari was cheating in the Formula 1, and everyone knew they were cheating, but no one could show they were cheating. So they're just like, stop doing that or else.
Yeah,
and they're like, okay.
Yeah,
they just had to be shit.
Real shit.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's a bigger thing at play. I think for the most part, the general public are quite ignorant to the levels of drug use that would be used at elite level sport across the board. And elite level everything.
Yeah.
Like how prominent like Adderall would be used for people in like high-end jobs and like all of that kind of stuff. Like even the Formula 1 guys, as if they're not using some kind of nootropic
or something. Yeah. Modafinil.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I think I see where the question comes from. It's like it's misleading that you can achieve that naturally.
Yeah, that's the part that's probably the only bit that's up for discussion. Like at the end of the day, it's illegal.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people think that, especially in Australia, like people are going to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like it's just red flags everywhere. It's like it's a real, like it's illegal.
Yeah.
Can't have it. You can't buy it. You can't use it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's places where you can use it, and well, there's federations where you can perform and not get tested and stuff. But it's like, I think now because social media, the popularity of the sport, and all this stuff, like people are starting to get desensitized to talking about performance enhancement. But like as the athlete, like you really shouldn't be speaking about it too much, and it's dangerous as well. Like to talk about what you have, what you use, what you take, and the amounts and all that kind of stuff.
That's
then
the other part, isn't it? Because it's
imagine
like
some young kid goes and like looks at Boston Lloyd or whatever.
Yeah.
Like remember back in the day when he was letting everyone know
5 gram cycles.
He's
and
fucking
shit.
dead now, bro.
Yeah.
And he's the same age as you and I.
Yeah.
And he fucking died.
Yeah.
So it's like that is an example of like worst case scenario, of course.
Yeah, but that's a big consideration. Like if you're gonna consider, well, it's misleading, you've also got to consider the damages that happen if all your favorite
told you what they were
come
doing
out and say this is what I'm doing
Yeah.
without context as well.
Oh.
Because just because you've got great genetics and you make it to the top doesn't mean you're intelligent.
Yeah.
About your drug use.
Yeah.
And B, just like there's so many different factors that go into the health around using PEDs that getting a little bit of information out of context is a problem. And like, yeah, particularly for females, like the consequences are so high.
Yeah.
So high.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything that paints a picture that it's glorifying it, like, well, you're really successful and good looking and you're winning shows and stuff, I'm just going to do what you do. For an 18-year-old girl who's just making her way into the sport, like, yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't go down that route if you're not going to take it. If you're going to take things seriously, it's just that I don't think that people have to tell you what they're doing. Yeah,
but I think that if they were to tell people what they're doing, other people will copy them, and it'll be a fucking shit show.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's a really tough one.
Do you change your approach?
The
question is different approaches for fat loss with an underactive thyroid.
So to be fair, I actually haven't had to deal with anybody for fat loss purposes with an underactive thyroid. Like, I've got a client who has Hashimoto's, and I'm not one of those people anymore that tries to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And I'm really good at changing people's body composition. And if someone has an issue that's outside of controlling their energy balance and their training program and their supplementation that's going to help with human performance, I'm going to go and let somebody else take care of the rest of that.
Yeah.
So if someone comes to me with something, I'm just like, here's my number for the GP. If there's stuff that I need to know about for us to work together for your exercise program, then we'll do that. Or training program, sorry. And then, so like I had a client, like obviously they go through a period where, they have to take their medication and, they have to check their levels and make sure, things are going up and then they're stabilizing. And then, I'm pretty sure with Hashimoto's, you stay on the medication for life.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if people get off it. I could be wrong. So again, I'm not a doctor, so don't come at me with your pitchforks and shit. But then it's like, that's not to say that this person hasn't gotten in shape.
Yeah.
It's just like about finding what works for them and the time frame and, that kind of stuff. It's like, they still have the ability to lose body fat. I just like, for what I've done with this particular person, it's just like, work off the diet that sits well with, because, again, this particular person had to avoid gluten, had to avoid dairy for a bit, and only is allowed to have that stuff in smaller quantities. So I was like, all right, let's find the nutrition habits that sit well for that person.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, cool, get us in a position where we're good to go. Like, doctor's like, yep, sweet, don't have to come back for 3 to 6 months or whatever.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And like, we've gotten in shape, and it's like, cool, just the deficits have been not as extreme, I guess, is probably, but I haven't actually had someone that's wanted to lose weight and had an underactive thyroid, and I've had to go, oh, fuck, well, how are we going to...
Yeah, I think I may have along the way, like even just like PCOS and all that kind of stuff, like kind of going into that realm of...
Yeah, like something affecting something.
Yeah. But it's the same as you. It's like my job then is to find the expert to tell you what you need to do, and then my job is to help you, to coach you to execute that to the best of your ability. So like I've got a type 1 diabetic, and it's just like, cool, nothing changes in terms of the way I prescribe things. It's the execution that's different. Like the energy balance, the macro splits aren't too different. I maybe just like keep fat a little bit higher. But the like meal frequency might change, and the makeup of the each meal might be a little bit different, and all of those kind of things to regulate that. But it's not my job to regulate like how much insulin you should be taking per day and when and all that kind of shit. Like that's not fucking me.
Yeah, no.
That's somebody else. And I think it's the same in this situation. Like somebody else is if they've been diagnosed with an underactive thyroid, I would assume they're going to be medicated. So then it's just working within the parameters of that to achieve the outcome you want.
Yeah. And I would just like get yourself into a position where everything looks good, like, and get yourself healthy, build that foundation. Yeah. Rather than like,
and then
trying to lose. Yeah, that's it. Like, rather than like always thinking about, oh, well, like, I want to get in shape, but I have an underactive thyroid. It's like, okay, well, let's try and manage the thyroid thing and manage,
Yeah.
you know, like
Training
our health and performance as good as possible.
Yeah.
And when things are the best that they're probably ever going to look or going to look for a period of time,
Yeah.
then you might want to consider,
Yeah.
changing dials and stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Jason will be 0 on this one. Actually,
So is it a scale of how much empathy I have? Or?
it's a squat bench deadlift question. But before we go there, surely we get a shot by shot recap of Jason breaking 90 for the first time on the golf course.
Oh, was that Dan? Surely it was
Yeah.
Dan. It's hilarious. The funniest part of that whole thing, well, not the funniest, the best part of it is like I hit 10 on one hole.
Yeah.
So I still had a blender hole.
Yeah.
And still had a great as round. But I got like 2. So I think I got a birdie and I got like these 2 putts that were just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, had no business getting them.
Didn't deserve them.
Yeah, I had no business getting them. Like, they're just like, we're 10, 15 meters away.
Yeah.
In the same round. So yeah, it was just every now and then when you play stuff, you just have everything
aligns.
falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything was just feeling good. I was like hitting my 4-iron like 200 meters, and it was like everything was going straight.
Yeah.
Recovery shots were going well.
Yeah.
I put like the ball to like an inch of the hole out of a bunker that was like above my
Yeah.
head.
Just
It
had
was
a
just-
day.
Yeah, it was just everything was just, and then once you start getting a couple of good shots, you just walk up to the tee box and
Yeah.
swing with so much
Confidence.
confidence.
Yeah.
Like you're not overthinking
Overthinking,
things. You're not trying to, I'm going to land the ball here. I'm going to do this. Like when you start fucking shit up, you start the overthinking stuff, and outside of the swing, you got to like, then you're trying to think about where you're landing the ball. I was just walking up to the tee box going, I'm going to hit it there.
Yeah.
And then it would be pretty close. So yeah, it was just one of those days, like, I don't know if we talked about like the best round of golf I've ever had and no one was there,
Yeah.
but it was kind of like that, just on a lesser scale, because I fucked up one hole.
One, yeah. Yeah.
Where
Was
that day,
Werribee?
yeah.
Was it 16 that you got 10 on?
Nah, it was the 4th, so the first par 5. I put 2
Oh,
balls into the out of play area,
Oh, into the
the
hut.
salad.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It was just I hit one into the salad on the side, and then I hit another one in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I lost 2 balls. So
Yeah.
and then a 3-putt.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough. Yeah. So the next one, easy one. Favorite exercise and least favorite exercise.
Favorite exercise.
Deadlifts. Done.
I don't have a favorite exercise. Probably side raises.
I thought you might have said a bro with some description.
Side raises are good.
Mm.
When you know how to do them properly, they're fun.
Yeah. And you have big shoulders, so it looks good.
Well, yeah. Any variation of a side
It's like
raise
I'm good at
is-
deadlifts, so they're my favorite.
Yeah. So like I'm good at squats, but I fucking hate them.
Yeah. So I'm actually don't mind bench press, but like I'm only okay at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate bicep curls.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're just boring.
Mm.
It's just like, how many times can I flex my elbow
Yeah.
joint in different ways? It's
Yeah.
just a boring exercise. There's
Yeah.
there's no excitement to it at all. Like I know it's probably why I don't have good arms, but yeah, just like I don't know. I never really get excited to train. Like I know some people get really excited to train arms.
Yeah, I'm not that person.
I like training triceps.
Yeah. I prefer bides over tries, I think.
There's so many more ways to train triceps. I feel like
Yeah.
just more variation. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not training my biceps the way I could.
I don't like seated leg curls.
You don't like seated leg
I don't
curls?
like them.
They're fucking mad.
No, I'd rather do a standing.
It's not the same.
I know, but like a lying or a standing
Yeah.
compared to. I know it's not like
Yeah.
position wise, it's not the same.
If there was one hamstring exercise I would do forever, it would be the seated one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't dig it. I think it's
Why don't
just
you
like
dig it?
well,
Do you not know how to set yourself up?
most of the time it's because I can't get comfortable in the equipment.
It's really hard to get a good seated leg curl.
Like
unless,
where I'm training now is probably the best seated leg curl I've ever used, and I like it.
wow,
But
be cool.
yeah, like I just fit in it.
Have you used
But I'm
the
usually like fucking sliding around.
Have you used the hammer strength one?
Or
Have you used the Life Fitness one at Derrimut? Because that's the best one I've ever used.
I have, and this one's better.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go
For
and check
me.
this out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Seated leg curl. I hate Bulgarian split squats.
Oh, true.
They're fucking. I hate
True.
them.
No,
you know what I hate about them?
Walking lunges.
Nah, I can
Done. Walking lunges can fuck right off.
Nah, I'm okay with that. Walking lunges is okay because you can just like if they're weighted, you can just put the weight down, keep going. If you're getting tired, you can just stop.
But I just
Like,
vomit.
Split squats are disgusting
It's too late for me once I stop. I just vomit.
because you're training both legs when you
Yeah.
split squat. So you're
Yeah.
getting a mad stretch on the back leg,
Yeah.
and then the front leg's got to work and
Yeah.
stabilize. Nah, it's not
Yeah.
for me.
Maybe you should improve your mobility and flexibility. And
It's not going to make it.
You won't have to stretch that back.
It's not going to
leg
make it
as
any
much.
better though. It's not going to make it any better. It's a fucking shit
I'm
exercise.
not sure it's supposed to be an active stretch in the back leg though.
It sure is.
If you have sufficient hip extension.
Whatever, bro. Whatever, man.
All right. If eternal bragging rights was on the line,
Yeah.
who would out eat the other in one meal and a whole day? Look, food specific. I'd lean definitely to Jason.
Us 10. Who's going to win?
Out of us, who eats more? Yeah. Who's going to eat more in a meal and in a day? I'm happy that he's had to think about it for this long.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset. It's like he's seen me at work.
Yeah. So let's tell a backstory. The last time that we were all away, we had like 8 eggs left
Yeah, it was 8 eggs and half avocado.
and 2 pieces of toast.
2 pieces of
And
toast.
Jace was like, Maltese came out in him. I can't leave this in the fridge. We have to eat it before we go. So just made it all and was like, oh, just make it. And if I don't eat it, I don't eat it. And we put the qualifying highlights on. It was a 9-minute video.
Yeah.
There was
I think it was
zero
7-minute video.
Zero food left on the plate afterwards. And Jace was like, oh, so that's gone.
I think in a meal I'll beat you.
I think I could
Over a day-
out-sweets you
Oh yeah.
all day, every day. So it's
100%.
hard to...
Over a
bang
day, I reckon you could maybe eat more than me over a day, but sit down in one sitting, I'm taking that crown.
Yeah, if it's like protein dense meals, like what we went to all you can eat Korean last night, like I left that place stonked.
Yeah.
I don't think you did. I think you could have just kept eating.
Oh, well, I ate that last steak because
Yeah.
it was just on the table.
Yeah.
Me and my mate went there once, so this might sway your decision.
Yeah.
So me and Daniel went there.
Yeah.
And we worked out that we ate nearly 3 kilos of meat each.
Yeah.
So this is yeah.
Fuck.
We were there for 2.5 hours. He was like,
Yeah, okay.
he was sitting there, the manager at the time, and he was like, "Oh, you guys sure don't want any more?" We're like, what do you know? But this is like peak. It's
Massive
5
Jason.
days a week training.
Yeah.
101 kilos. Bodybuilding flat out, want
Yeah.
to get massive, high blood pressure, high hematocrit, high fucking everything. I think I went and got my bloods. I'm pretty sure it was back then. And then we went the week
No,
after.
That was later. We did Tam's, like, this time last year, we did Tam's birthday and Dad's birthday 2 weeks in a row. And then went to get
My hemoglobin count was like,
donate blood, and they were like, you don't have blood, you have sludge, go home.
yeah, my hemoglobin was like, it was just over the threshold though. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
And then I was
it's-
like
it's
trying to
like-
drink heaps of water and
It's like,
shit.
just take one vial and then I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much all the reason why I was there for. And they're like, are you coming here just to drain your blood? Like, no, I'm coming to donate it.
But yes.
Like, the doctor told me to do this. Fuck. Apparently that lasts 30 days. So even like, I didn't eat red meat for like 2 days after we went.
Yeah.
It's like that was
Too bad.
the two
Yeah.
all you can eat sittings.
We went
at
pretty
Korean
hard
barbecue.
on those too.
Yeah.
But I think like if we whirled out, like I could eat a tub of ice cream and a packet of lollies and a block of chocolate and that, like no stress. But I don't think
I could eat a
get through
cheesecake.
that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a sweets. Oh,
Yeah.
I like it. No,
Because there's been
I'm an
times-
everything person.
There's been times when we've been out and it's like I can't keep eating the meal.
Mm.
But if there's milkshake and ice cream on the table, I'm fucking in.
Yeah,
And I feel
can
like
eat the meal.
you're more like, yeah, I'm kind of done with it. I don't want that sweet shit.
Yeah. If it's a main meal, I'm gonna destroy us all.
All right, so the day I win, meal he wins.
I reckon.
For each 1 kilo of body weight you gain, you add 5 kilos to your total squat, bench, deadlift total. How much weight would you be willing to put on?
From now,
Mm.
So that's assuming I have a total already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll take anything.
Add 5 kilos on your squat, bench, deadlift, and Jason.
I don't even know what my numbers are. Like, what is like? I bench 135, 135.
You've squatted 200.
Squatted 200, and I pulled 220.
Yeah.
And nearly tore my bicep.
Yeah. So
with no practice. I reckon that was pretty good.
I reckon you could total 6 pretty easy.
I just rocked up that day as well, and there was more in that deadlift. I was just like, if I do this again, I'm gonna snap something.
That bar sucked too.
Yeah.
That's why it hurt your bicep. So that bar, that's what we have at this gym.
Oh yeah, no.
It's poop.
Someone asked me about pet peeves in the gym because you know how you know the handles with the knots.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking. It drives me nuts, and it has for years, as you know, because I complain to you about everything. But it's like other people are catching on now. Like I feel like it's that epidemic that's going out throughout the whole fucking world now.
Yeah.
Where people think that to make a handle shorter, they need to tie knots in the long one. It's like, just get the short one, man.
Yeah.
Or just buy your own.
Yeah.
Like, that's short. Like, I don't get it. And they're like, oh, maybe I'll start a pet peeves in the gym segment. And they're like, what are yours? And I was like, mate, you don't have enough fucking time for this. and I said, mine are weird. Mine are like based on the equipment. So if I walk into a gym and I'm like, oh, fuck, the barbells are shit.
Yeah.
Like that hurts my feelings. You know, like you pick it up and it just feels cheap.
You know.
Yeah. Because you know a good barbell. You know, it's just like you pick it up. It's like a watch. You know,
when you've had barbells in your hands for 10 years, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. It's like a watch.
Yeah.
You pick up a watch, you know it's good.
Yeah.
You know, you just like a proper mechanical watch.
And I think we were spoiled too because like Phoenix had
Aussie barbells.
Like the good Aussie barbells. They were good, man.
Yeah.
And then it was like CrossFit took off, so cheap bars became cool.
Yeah.
So then you go to all these new gyms, it's like $110 barbell. It's like
even just like the commercialization of fitness, like, you know, more shops like, you know, importing from China and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, yeah, just cheap equipment going around everywhere. Because I guess like no matter what bar you use, throwing those bars on the ground, fucks them up.
Yeah.
So probably, you know, people were just like, yeah, just use cheap ones instead of expensive ones. And obviously an expensive barbell's like $2,000.
For an Alico or something.
So yeah, like sometimes going to gyms and I like, that's the stuff that annoys me.
Yeah.
Is like the grips are shit. You know, the handles to the equipment are shit. The cables aren't even.
Yeah.
There's knots in the handles.
Yeah.
The barbells are cheap. Like that annoys me. Even sometimes the weights, like if I grab the weight and I'm like, oh, it just feels shit.
Yeah.
I know it's just weight and I still lift it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're the things that annoy me.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got here, but
how much weight are you willing to put on to get 5 kilos on your total?
Oh yeah. So what did we say my total was if I had one? 135.
But, so you've done, I reckon,
220.
About 550.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I think because you were smaller then, I think with a 12-week prep, you could push 6.
I reckon I could deadlift 250.
Yeah, I reckon you could push.
I'd probably squat.
600.
I probably would squat more than I deadlift though, because I'm not a good deadlifter.
Yeah.
And I could bench.
Your arms are too short.
Yeah, and I was my shoulder was cooked then too.
Yeah.
And
if I fixed your bench, you would bench like 160.
Yeah, because I don't have any pain in my shoulders anymore. I don't have a torn pec anymore.
Yeah, I think if we went through like a skill acquisition phase and like a short prep, 600 would be pretty
I don't know.
comfortable.
I don't know anything about numbers in powerlifting. Is 600 good for someone who's
my best is 622.5.
Yeah, so I'd have to do more than that. So I'd have to at least do 622, and then I'd put on an extra. I don't know. I don't want to be any heavier than I am. It's fucking life sucks.
I think my answer to the question is I wouldn't want to be heavier than 95 again.
Yeah. 95 is good. I reckon like I'm 91 at the moment.
Yeah.
I could sit here very easily and just live life.
Yeah, because I have the secondary goal of running. I think 85 will be nice for me. It's about 5 kilos down.
Anything over 95 at my height is just, life's not
too
that
hard,
great.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm doing a disservice to my health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Can't
can't walk upstairs.
my life.
Can't move and
can't
fucking
sleep, snoring.
Yeah,
all that
like
shit.
Yeah, like if I was taller, it's fine.
Yeah,
because it's proportionate and shit.
Yeah,
but it's just like at this short. Like when I was 105, fuck.
Yeah, because you're not getting paid to do.
You could hear me breathing if I was 105 again. It's awful.
No one's gonna pay me to hit 650.
Yeah.
So the trade-off to life is not worth it right now.
Yeah.
Right now, anyway. That makes
sense. I'd take 4 kilos. So what do I get?
An extra 5. What do you get? 5 kilos per kilo.
20. So I get an extra 20 kilos.
20. So you total me. when I was the same weight as that, as you would be.
Oh, fuck, I gotta do better than that.
No, you won't put wraps on, so your squat won't.
No, I would.
Won't be through the roof.
I would. I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't prepared for it. Like, you did the first time you put wraps on, you're just like, oh, you fucking.
That's
man.
like the most, like little brother thing to say. Like, no, I wasn't ready. Do it again.
But like, it was the first time, and you wrapped one leg, and I was like, no, fuck this.
Yeah,
this is shit.
This is horrible. I never want to.
I don't know why you guys do this. This is stupid. It's like, just lift it with your own muscles.
Nah, because it's really cool when you come out of a hole and you're like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah,
it feels great. It's like the best way I can describe it is how when you band the hack squat.
It feels
imagine
delightful.
your squat feels like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Because as soon as you get under the bar, the weight's so heavy that you can't feel your legs anyway.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't hurt.
Mm. Okay.
Like the wraps don't hurt during the squat when it's heavy.
Yeah, because your attention goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. I get that. Yeah, it was just like putting it on and just sitting there. Fucking excruciating.
Yeah.
Especially
if like something happens when you're waiting.
Yeah, and you
like at a meet, and it's like, it's like there's a delay.
Get the fuck out of the way.
They've like misload the plate or some shit. And you're like, motherfucker, these hurt.
Oh, the silly things you guys do.
Yeah. All right. So we need a strongman place to go. Hit us up if anyone knows of any TAC centers. You want to sell us a car for $1,000?
Yeah.
And Q&A is going to be a big part of, and then guests as well. So even if be great if they're in Melbourne, but online's fine. Just like people that we can just kick it with, not necessarily talk like nuts and bolts all the time.
Yeah,
but be able to just have chats.
Cool chats. Yeah.
All right. So at stcfit.com. Obviously, give us the like, the share, the subscribe. 5-star review is very important.
Yeah, please.
For us. So yeah, we will catch you.
Please and thank you.
In a fortnight.
See you next time.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning into the episode. Don't forget to like it if you liked it, and subscribe if you loved it, and share it with somebody who you think needs to hear it. Don't forget also to head to the website for all our free resources, products, services, and merch. All right, see you next time.